Vic the Geek with the video that you guys are all waiting for. Here it is. The new 3G 32 gig iPad. Let me tell you what happened. I know I've been professing that I wasn't going to get one. I absolutely would not pay for one. Here's what happened. Friday night, the 3G version came out, and I was all set to stay away from it. So we decided to go to Best Buy and check it out, figuring that they'd be out of stock anyway. So I went to my local Best Buy, and sure enough, they did not have any in stock. But they had some on display, and I picked it up. And immediately, I turned into somebody who knows nothing about computers, as I was just so wowed and caught up in this device, where I'm literally surfing the web on this thing in the store, and I'm saying things like, the internet is in here. And Linda looks at me like I'm crazy, and she's like, but it's connected. And that's the idea behind this. You take something so thin. I mean, look at this. It's just a ½ inch thick. So I'm holding this in my hands, and I just can't believe it. This paper thin, pretty much, device has the internet inside of it. It's just amazing to me. It feels like it should be a piece of something larger, like it should be more to it, that this can't be the whole entire thing. Yet it absolutely is. So I started calling around. I called an Apple store in Louisiana, which is about 2 hours away, and they said they had some. So we took off in that direction, only to realize about halfway through that they had then sold out. It was at that point that I called every Best Buy in Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, and one in Pensacola, and they were all out. Nobody had one. So we went home, heartbroken and disappointed, and at about midnight I'm getting ready to go to sleep. And amidst my preparations for Harry Carey, I saw a post on the unofficial Apple weblog where somebody said that the one in Mobile, Alabama had one left. So I looked at Linda to be sure she was ready for a very early morning, and we got up and we headed out that way, about an hour away. I was the first one through the door. And the guy opened up the cabinet, and he started pulling out 64 gig Wi-Fi onlys left and right. He must have had 10 of them there. And there was one box all by itself off to the side. And I said, what about that one? What's in there? And he says, oh, 32 gig. I says, oh, man, really? He says, yeah. I says, Wi-Fi only? And he says, yeah, Wi-Fi. He says, no 3G? And he goes, no, this one has 3G. I says, well, why wouldn't you say so? You don't have to denote if it's got Wi-Fi. They all have Wi-Fi. 3G, give me that one. So at about 8 minutes after 10 in the morning, I was on my way back out. Had we not had that little exchange, it would have been about 4 minutes after 10. I would have been back on the way home. But I got it, and it is simply amazing. You can see it's thin, it's light. The little plastic bar at the top here, that is so we don't have the aluminum background get in the way of the 3G and the Wi-Fi radios. It's really very well done. Everything about this is simply amazing. So let's go ahead and get it turned on here for you and see if I can do this backwards. Okay. Right? So here's your thing. Now, it looks like a big iPhone, looks like a big iPod Touch, and we've been hearing that about this since it came out, and I understand why people think that. But what's important to note is that it's much more than that. The experience you get out of this is what makes it more. It looks and feels like a big iPhone, iPod Touch, but when you get into it and you use it, the experience that it gives you is totally immersive and allows you to really have the power like you would out of a computer. Let's show you a couple things. First thing I want to focus on are the photos, right? So here's an album. Let's say that this is the album you wanted to look inside of. Okay, you can simply pinch, zoom, and see the photos inside of it. And if that's not the one you're looking for, just close it back up and move to the one that you did want and open it up and say, ah, that's what we're looking for. And there you go. And then we can even now go in. And of course, you got the same swipe technology that the iPhone has when you wanted to look at these photos, or you can just pinch it back down to that album or pinch it back down to all albums. Very intuitive. Something else very cool. iBooks. Everybody gets Winnie the Pooh for free. Steve Jobs, I suppose, was a big Winnie the Pooh fan growing up. So we're going to take this and just turn that page. Now, what you may be able to notice is at the top, this is a bigger photo. This might be better. See that? Do you see what you're seeing on the back side? Right there, that is the image from this page. All right, so it's something that you wouldn't notice that it's there, but you'll notice if it's not there because you would see that through a page. Obviously, if you hold it in landscape view, you get 2 pages, whereas portrait view, you only get the 1. They went through a lot of effort to make it seem natural. It's kind of a forced naturalness, which is a weird concept, but they really went through every effort. Netflix, if you have a Netflix subscription, you can go ahead and get the Netflix app. It's free. You put in your login credentials. Now, anything that Netflix offers on the streaming side is now available to watch on your iPad immediately. Terrific application here, ABC. Any show that ABC broadcasts, you can now watch on your iPad directly and immediately. It was Wi-Fi only. Last night it updated, so it works with 3G as well. Email. Totally new experience here. Full emails. I have no messages selected. Let's go back. It's in my inbox. Okay, so now you have all of your emails here. Let's say I wanted to get rid of this one email. I go ahead and I click edit. I tap it, and we hit the delete button, and there it goes. Okay, if you hold it again in landscape view, see, this is what I mean about extra functionality due to the big size screen. You have your inbox on one side and an individual email on the other side. They've really packed a lot of functionality into this. Surfing the web is literally holding the internet in your hands. I mean, look at this. This is a full-scale website here. It's absolutely amazing. Some other cool applications that we can have with this. Marvel. I'm not a comic book reader. If you are, though, this is for you. And if you're not, this might make you one. So here's the whole page. Okay? Just like you would read in a comic book. But if you want a more immersive experience, we have what we call guided view. It gives you the ability to see pane by pane, swipe, and it takes you through each part of the comic. The screen is unbelievably crisp and clear and bright and vibrant. It's totally amazing. It's everything you could hope for. Here's just to show you the responsiveness. See? Absolutely amazing. I just need to learn how to play the piano, I guess. Would be helpful for me. There are some other amazing applications. IMDb has been totally rewritten to give you. I was looking at Iron Man 2. I clicked on that. I clicked on Robert Downey Jr. and it brings me up. His whole filmography is on one side. Information about him is on the other. If I were to back up to Iron Man, look at this. You have all the cast on one side and then more specific information about them on the other. Again, they've really made terrific use of this entire screen. It's really an amazing concept. They've really done a very terrific job with this. There are some things that I don't particularly care for about it so far. There are some applications that I don't think live up to this. I'm going to get into that. The data usage, I'm going to talk more about 3G here coming up. I just wanted you to see the device, the physical device, how interactive it is, how simple it is to use. There's absolutely no learning curve, even if you're not an iPhone user. I handed it to a friend of mine, gave him a couple of quick gestures, swipe, pinch, zoom, and said here. And he moved around this, in and out of applications around the web, really without any problem. The ease of use is amazing. I want to talk more about some specific features coming up, rotation lock, and some of the other things, third-party applications. But in the meantime, just want you to see what it looked like, how it operated, and we'll get into more as I do some more testing with it. All right, so that's pretty much the long and short of it for right now. And I'll do a series of things. I'll do a must-haves and can't-stands video, I'm sure, coming up, and we'll take it from there. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you are still a skeptic, if you're a cynic, if you don't think it's a great thing, go pick one up. I didn't want one. I didn't think it was worth $500 for the 16 gig Wi-Fi, let alone $729 for the 32 gig 3G that I ended up with. But just hold one. Pick one up. Put it in your hands. If you are not amazed, I will retract my statement, but I promise you, you will be. All right, more coming up about this. I'll get it ready. I'm going to do some testing and see what's what. Until then, send me any questions you have about it and let me know, and I'll be happy to address them in the upcoming videos. All right, I'll talk to you soon.